Like and subscribe, The Facts Drone.
Sophia Smith's extra-time goal sends USWNT to Olympic gold medal match. Like the arduous quarterfinal win over Japan, this edgy victory was a reality check after the exuberant thrashings the U.S. have doled out in the sunrise phase of the Emma Hayes era. But a win will do, any which way, especially when it means the USWNT are in the Olympic final. A year to the day since one of their lowest ebbs, the loss on penalties to Sweden in the first knockout stage of the 2023 World Cup, a hard-fought and sometimes hard-to-watch 1-0 extra-time victory over Germany, sent the U.S. into Saturday's final against Brazil, ensuring the Americans at least a silver medal. The team is yet to recapture the imperious brilliance that was the hallmark of American sides of yesteryear. Perhaps it never will, given the dramatic improvement of other nations. But in reaching the Olympic final, the U.S. are back on a familiar stage after the uncertainty and insecurity of the past couple of years under the previous head coach, Vlatko Andonovski, as a group of exceptional veterans endured a slow fade. After winning 4 Olympic golds and a silver from 1996 to 2012, the U.S. lost in the quarterfinals in Rio, then had to settle for bronze in Japan 3 years ago. Now they have the chance to play for another championship, though given the pattern of play in the semifinal, it was tempting to wonder if the 4-1 win over Germany in the group stage 9 days earlier was the worst thing that could have happened to the U.S. That scoreline did not tell the whole story, since the sides were more or less even in terms of attempts on goal. But the embarrassment evidently prompted Germany to revise and redouble their efforts to establish a tactical bulwark against the usually effervescent attacking trio of Sophia Smith, Mallory Swanson, and Trinity Rodman, who provided 8 of the U.S.'s 10 goals coming into this match, but were only sporadic threats on Tuesday. Rodman had scored the extra-time winner as the U.S. overcame Japan 1-0 in the quarterfinals, finally solving a stubborn low defensive block with a moment of individual inspiration. Up to that point, goals were not hard to come by, with the U.S. beating Zambia 3-0 and Australia 2-1 in the group stage, as well as putting 4 past Germany. As against Japan, a fine extra-time goal was enough to overcome determined and well-drilled opponents and continue Hayes' run of stellar results. The 47-year-old Londoner now has 8 wins and a draw in her opening 9 games with the U.S., the first of which, a 4-0 victory over South Korea, was only 2 months ago. She's not wasting any time as she seeks to return the U.S. to global dominance and build a young, irrepressible lineup. The celebrations at the final whistle were understandably exuberant, a release of emotion after a tense night. There was one of those rare first periods when so little happens that the referee overlooks the delays caused by fouls and blows the halftime whistle without adding any stoppage time. A merciful act in this case. The atmosphere was muted, with the 60,000 capacity home of Olympique Lyonnais far from full, and in any case there was little to rouse the modest crowd, the USA, chants assuming a tunnel-like echoing timbre in the vast arena. The contest devolved into a dour midfield battle that better suited the Germans, who recovered from a shaky start to successfully smother American attacks, while mounting the occasional offensive foray of their own. An early sighter from Rose Lavelle after 3 minutes was handled easily by the resilient goalkeeper and Katrin Berger, of Gotham FC and formerly of Hayes' Chelsea. But the chance, a menacing run from Rodman, and the amount of space generally available to the U.S. in the final third looked like bad omens for Germany. Yet the underdogs had the best opportunity of the first half, with U.S. goalkeeper Alyssa Naeher forced into something close to full stretch to push away a low shot from Jewel Brand in the 24th minute. The U.S. led 3-1 at halftime when the teams met in the group stage 9 days earlier. On this occasion, they were level at the break. As the second half got underway, Naomi Girma was in commanding form alongside Emily Sonnet, who came on at the break for Tierna Davidson. That the American center-backs were increasingly relevant underlined Germany's growing confidence and threat, while the U.S. offered too much patience and too little pace. U.S. possession was often spent passing the ball sideways, failing to provide territorial progression, while giving Germany ample time to settle into their defensive shape. Girma took matters into her own feet soon after the hour, crusading into midfield and brilliantly finding Swanson, who rounded the goalkeeper but sent her shot wide, rather than square the ball to a teammate for a simple finish, though there was a suspicion of offside. The U.S. turned the screw in the final minutes of the second half, but Germany held firm to send the contest into extra time. Having ousted the defending champions, Canada, on penalties in the quarterfinals, they would hardly have been averse to a shootout. The dynamic Smith, though, had other ideas. Neatly fed by Swanson 5 minutes into extra time, she beat Felly Rauch and the onrushing Berger to the pass and slid the ball into the net. Rather than whirring off in celebration, Smith dropped to the ground in exhaustion, saying post-match that she was too tired to run and so opted to have her teammates come to her. Broadcast microphones picked up Hayes directing the team from the sideline, urging the players to hang in there. And so they did, despite late German pressure, with Naeher called into acrobatic action again with a terrific late save, while Smith might have had another couple of goals as Germany left gaps at the back. Hayes, as everyone knows, is a winner. The only question now is the color of the medal. Asked post-game whether she wanted to face Spain in the final, Hayes said, "I don't care. I want a drink." As it transpired, Brazil stunned the World Cup holders 4-2 later on Tuesday. The most recent meeting between Saturday's finalists came in San Diego in March, a 1-0 U.S. win in the CONCACAF W Gold Cup final. Hayes will take nothing for granted against opponents, who ground out an impressive quarterfinal victory over the host nation. But in Paris, it's never hard to find a bottle of champagne on ice. The reaction of Germany head coach Horst Hrubesch said it all. Some believe that even if Germany had gotten the ball past Naeher, it would have been called back for an offside. But several fans have the freeze frame that shows otherwise. Naeher definitely denied a sure goal. Although the angle is not ideal in the image below, the U.S. defender's back leg was likely stretched out far enough to keep both German attackers in play at the far post. The epic stop was one of 7 saves for Naeher on the day, which qualifies as a busy night for any goalkeeper. German counterpart Berger had 9 stops by comparison. As evidenced by the statistical research below, U.S. keepers aren't used to facing that much pressure deep in major tournaments, Olympics and World Cups. The USA Olympic soccer team is moving on to the 2024 gold medal game against Brazil on Saturday, August 10th in Paris. The Americans and Brazilians have faced off twice before for the Olympic gold medal in 2004 and 2008, and both times the USA won in extra time.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for daily updates.